What I miss most about working from campus is seeing everyone, saying hi to people in the hallways, um, getting to give high fives, see students in the student center, see my colleagues. I I miss even the geese, honestly.
I miss the energy of the main campus of Westchester Community College in Valhalla more than anything. Just that hustle and bustle, the chatter of students in the hallway, being able to see students in my office, and then just connecting and catching up with my colleagues. Those experiences and interactions are so valuable to me. So I really miss that energy, and I look forward to being a part of that again when it's safe.
I miss so much about working from campus. I guess to sum it up in a word, I miss the vibes. Um, the feeling of walking into the student center on any given day and seeing an event being set up or currently running, seeing students talking, studying, planning for things, connecting with my coworkers, my colleagues, um, just being together. I miss. And I can't wait until we're all able to do that again and be safe and just connect.
One thing that I miss the most about working on campus is definitely the socialization aspect, being able to go into my colleague's office and talk and laugh face to face as opposed to remotely.
Sometimes when I think about this past year, I think I coped really well. I found new ways to take care of my mental health and my physical health. And in general, I managed the stress, and I'm grateful for that. And then sometimes I look back on this past year and I think, wow, I didn't cope so well. I really struggled. I felt overwhelmed at times, or felt intense frustration, or was irritable, and definitely had those feelings of fear and sadness throughout this past year. So it was kind of a mixed bag, but I think in general, I told myself that that was okay, that these are unprecedented times. We've heard that word over and over again, but that it was okay to struggle given the circumstances that we're in. So that self compassion was a big factor in how I coped this past year.
A lot of times over the last year, I haven't felt like I'm coping that well at all. It's been a really, really hard year for everybody. But recognizing what I'm going through in and of itself is a coping strategy. I think relying on my support network, my family and friends, has been probably my biggest way of coping. Being open with how I'm feeling, sharing that I'm not okay, letting them know it's okay to not be okay, and supporting each other has been really beneficial for me. I also try to keep that phrase, taking it one day at a time, in the forefront of my mind. There's so much uncertainty with the pandemic. When will it be over? How are things going to look? Is it safe? So focusing on just what I have in front of me, maybe knowing the next hour, the next day, has been really helpful. And lastly, just trying to practice patience for myself and others. We're all going through this together and we all need a little bit of space and patience right now.
The way I have coped in the past year has been through a lot of self-care and self-compassion. Self-care such as yoga, meditation, exercise, reading, anything that has brought me some joy and comfort during this difficult time. And self-compassion by giving myself the space and the patience to allow myself to feel at times.
I've coped with the challenges of the past year by really doing a deep dive introspectively, getting in touch with my creative side, taking up more artistic events. Uh, I got a dog. That's always good. Getting out some more and really connecting with the friends and family that I do have and talking it through together.
My hope is that we all can continue to check in with ourselves and be prioritizing our own mental health and self care. This past year has been tough for everybody in one way or another. So it's crucial now more than ever that we're identifying what we need and making space to give ourselves what we need.
My hope for going into year 2 of remote operations is that we continue to learn from each other, continue to support each other through the difficulties, and continue to connect in very different ways.
My hope for year 2 moving into this remote world is, strong Wi-Fi, honestly, and this resilience that I'm seeing in my colleagues and our students, this resilience to maintain and this ability to stay in community even when we're not physically together. Um, that's what I'm hoping will continue into year 2 of being remote.
My hope for going into year 2 of these circumstances is that we can all continue to be patient and understanding and empathetic with the people in our lives and with ourselves. I think there's this general feeling of just exhaustion, of frustration, of pandemic fatigue, of Zoom fatigue, of when will this all be over? And I feel that way too. So I think it's just a good reminder to be patient right now with ourselves, with others, be understanding, and to show ourselves and other people empathy.
It has been difficult, it has been challenging, but we've made it through and we've made it through together.
I'm just so grateful to be a part of our community. I'm so grateful for each and every one of our students and our faculty and staff members. Um, Knowing that we're here together and having this openness of conversation really starting to take hold in our community, having this conversation that it's okay not to be okay, it's okay to be struggling, because we're here together and we're doing this together and you're not alone. That's really my thoughts about this 1 year anniversary, thinking about everyone, we're all struggling, but you're not alone.
I guess on this 1 year anniversary, I invite you to join me in reflecting on what we've lost this past year, but also, maybe something you've learned or something that you're grateful for. I take comfort in knowing that I'm not alone in this and that I'm still part of the WCC community. And we're going to be together, whether we're virtual or in person, one way or another.
There are some really positive takeaways from this year, even though it's been incredibly challenging. I reflect on all the steps that so many have taken to prioritize the safety of themselves and their communities, and hope that people continue to do that even beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. I think about all the innovative and creative ways that people have connected with each other, even though they can't be in person, and hope that that creativity, that ingenuity can continue on beyond this time. And I also hope that people can recognize how this time has helped them identify the things that feel most meaningful and important in their lives, and be cognizant of that when we're able to move into a sense of life before COVID or whatever the new normal is going to be, so that we can continue to engage in meaningful ways for ourselves and not just get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life.